So I haven't done a morning coffee for a couple of days, mostly because of connectivity, but let's catch up. Also don't have coffee with me now. I have a cigar. I like my cigars. Connell, if you're watching this, actually, you mentioned something once. You do something, I think we called it cigar sessions, where we go really deep with cigar, but anyway, it's been a hell of a trip so far. Chimpanzees were great. The people didn't quite know what to expect. You never do with something like that, but most people saying that the experience of being kind of in the jungle with the chimp focusing on it is a pretty cool thing. And tomorrow we do gorillas, 3 days back to back. After gorillas, we went to Queen Elizabeth National Park. We're there for 3 nights, but at 2 different lodges. Very quiet, hey? Very, very quiet. We had a nice leopard on the way out today. Very brief, but good to see. And then we drove all the way here to Buhoma, where I'm in a guide's room, because contrary to what people think, when we host these trips, we don't always live in luxury. It's work. So it's very basic. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Very comfortable bed. I just don't have the views and the stuff from the top that the guests have. But I'm never here anyway, so it's cool. Gorillas, haven't done it since 2018. It was my last gorilla track. Also in Buhoma here. Was 2018? Yeah, 2018. So very cool to be back. Sharing it with 5 guests. And for a lot of them, we were supposed to do this in 2020. Rolled to 21, rolled to 22. So here we are a couple of years later. And before dinner, we just ran through all the details of what to expect, how to photograph it. Did a bit of a slideshow on some of my previous gorilla images, just to give people an idea of what to expect, because it's such a big thing, and I think we often forget. Like when I was in Svalbard a couple of months ago, we try to reach 80 degrees north, because at any given time when you're up there, you're probably one of the 1,000th most northern people on the planet. That's pretty fucking cool, yeah. And I was saying to the people early on that tomorrow, when we find these gorillas, there's only about 1,000 and something, let's round it to 1,000, of these things in the world, in the wild. And it's only in 3 countries, Congo, Rwanda, and Uganda. And we're going to be with them. It's cool. And I think those things, it's more than photography, it's about those things as well that matters. So, this thing, I'm dying, talking too much. It's been a while. So I haven't had a drink in a long time, not for any particular reason that I just decided on the 8th of June I'm not going to do it anymore. But I'll talk more about that in future. So normally this is quite nice with the whiskey, but I think it was done. Anyway, but yeah, I will try and do the Wi-Fi here is pretty good, but only at the top. There's nothing here at my house. Ow. So we'll do this again. Loads of thoughts. I've started a monograph, which is the new way I'm going to be presenting my images in the future. Been amazing, like fucking amazing being off Instagram. Read an article, was it today in the car, yesterday sometime, where the one thing that social media teaches us, especially Instagram, there's a reason that you, me, children, can't really focus on one thing anymore at a time. You scroll Instagram, scroll. You go from sports to meme to comedy to photography to news, and your brain gets used to going from this to that to that and that, and it's just okay, instead of being able to focus on one thing. So we start working on something, and your brain says, "Ooh, what's next?" Because we're training it for 1, 2, 5, in some instances 6, 7 hours a day on the phone, and it's just different things that cycle again and again and again. It's wrong, man. It's wrong. So I've been getting a lot of good work done in the back end since not being on there, and I haven't missed it once. Not once. Cool. So let's make it practical. Question of the day. Do you find it difficult to focus on one thing at a time? And don't bullshit. Just when you do work, do you stop halfway through writing an email, open Instagram, and swipe? We do this. Now, I remember I would be writing an email, and it's like, okay, cool. I'm halfway through the paragraph. I don't know. Okay, let me just check Instagram quickly. So I'm going from work, then I'm going to sports, and then to photography, and then some random meme, and then back to work. It's not good. It's not good. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this. Listen to the night sounds. We're across from the mountain here, and yeah, good place. It's I've got 3 days left here for gorillas. A couple of days in Nairobi where I'll go deeper with more. I've got a lot of stuff I want to talk about here. But I'll do that in Nairobi when I've got decent internet and time. I need to just go and prep my cameras, and then tomorrow we do gorillas, and then I'm off to the Mara for 2 weeks. I'm going to try and do some podcasts with, particularly one with Dixon and one with Tanky, but not the normal stuff. The guys are amazing, but not going to talk to them about the normal Mara stuff. I actually, I want to talk to them, and I have a long-term plan for this, but I want to talk to them about, maybe even Sami, about how do they deal as a culture, whether it's Kikuyu like Sami or Maasai, how do they deal with mental health? Is it a thing? Because there's new people coming through, new younger generation, they dealing with a lot of stuff. What about anxiety? What about depression? How do they deal with that? Is it even a thing? And I told this once on a podcast. How long ago is this? I think 2017, 18. I was at the Mara camp, and I heard that one of our good friends who worked on the ships with us on the Queen Mary 2 had committed suicide. And I was at dinner with the guests, so kind of put my game face on, keep going. After dinner, I said to Dixon, come on, let's chat. And I bounced some ideas off him, and I was a bit of a daze, but I do remember that the context and the kind of just basic approach he had to life was interesting. So I want to just, like, what do they know in their lifestyle what anxiety is? Do they feel that? Like, I mean, this might be a super simple thing, but when they have to go and hunt their lion, they're not doing it anymore, but when they used to go and have to hunt a lion in order to prove that they're a warrior, were they anxious? And how would they deal with it now? Because you've got this culture and all these influences coming, there's phones and stuff. Dixon, who's a traditional Maasai guy, he's more on Instagram than I am. Right now, look, I'm off. I've gotten off it. But still, he's arguably one of Kenya's biggest influencers right now. So yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool to do a podcast with them individually, for my podcast. And then for the wildlife side of it, I want to have a chat to them again one morning around the fire. So I'll meet them at like 4, and then we talk with background sounds and just about the Mara and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm going to finish this cigar, almost done. I'm going to jump to the shower, brush my teeth, get in bed, and tomorrow I'm tracking gorillas. Question for the day one more time. Do you find it difficult to focus on one thing at a time? Or does your mind pull you in all the directions at the same time? It's like, I look at people here. So I've got 5 guests with me, so it's 6 of us. And then there's 1, 2, 3 couples that's at the lodge. And I think, am I correct now? There's one group of 4. I think. And at one stage, I quickly went to phone home And when I looked up from the phone call, almost everybody was on their phones. So we're teaching our minds to not be able to focus on one thing for very long. That, to me, I think that's my personal challenge, is to do that, because I've got a lot of good work done. But I'm starting to repeat myself now, so I'm going to go. I'll see you guys with coffee again, not tomorrow, probably the next day. And then lots from Nairobi when I get there. And I'm pumped for the Mara. I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.